So I decided to beat the new Pokemon games that came out almost a month and a half ago by using only shiny Pokemon. And let me tell you, for those unaware, the odds for finding a shiny Pokemon unboosted are about 1 in 4,096. And my idea initially for this challenge was to have a shiny Turtwig, eventually a shiny Torterra, right? Followed by a shiny Palkia. These were the only two shinies I really wanted. And the other one I would find was really just a bonus to me. But we all soon will find out how horribly wrong that went. And probably from what you saw from the thumbnail, it took over 300 hours to complete this challenge. And that was because of one, I quit trying for Shiny Turtwig after 2 weeks and over 5,000 attempts. At that point, I was starting to lose my sanity, I'm not gonna lie. Every day, I was doing about 8 to 10 hours a day every day. And about that's only like, what, 4 to 500 attempts a day? So over that time, I just lost the will. I just wanted to not even play Pokemon anymore, and I hadn't even started the game. So it was, like I said, after 5,000 attempts, I had to give up and say at that point, enough is enough, it's time to move on. So I picked my non-shiny Turtwig, named It's Dead to Me. Please let me tell you, this Turtwig is dead to me. But luckily the next day, after a few hours of doing random encounters in the next nearby bush, I found a shiny Starly. But unfortunately, that time of day was sunset. And for some reason, in Pokemon in this game, sunset lasts for 4 hours. And if you can't tell, I also can't tell if it's Shiny Starly at that time because they all look like Shiny Starly. So I wasn't paying close enough attention. I didn't hear the little sparkly sound when you get the shiny, and I just ran from it. I went to bed that night a little peeved off, not gonna lie. But I woke up the next day, feeling fine, whatever. And within 4 hours, I got my shiny Starly, and I named her. And I named her George. And with our first Pokemon of our journey, George the Starly, we can finally start the game. And by start the game, I mean get stuck at the first gym leader, and it's only been 170 hours at this point. Not a big deal. But on the bright side, on the grass on top of Route 207, if you look online on Bulbapedia, you will find out that there is a Machop, Geodude, Cricket spawns. Why do these matter? Because at least they can help me beat the first gym leader, where my Starly ultimately fails. And that's not a reoccurring problem in my game, and that getting stuck with flying Pokemon. We'll get into more of that later. But after spending a day and 700, just running around the grass for 700 times, we finally found a Machop. After a little bit of time, we caught it, and we named it Frida. With Frida and some levels, we took down Rourke really easily, just leg slipped him, and we moved on. And this is where, like I say, we start the game. So, with George and Frida, my game continued on. We met up Team Galactic with Dawn and Professor Rowan. They're not important. What's more important is the next leg of our journey, Eterna Forest. Why is Eterna Forest important? Because that's where we meet Cheryl and her Chansey. We get to do double battles. Why are double battles important, you may ask me? Well, audience, let me tell you. Double battles gives me twice the chances of getting a shiny Pokemon. And after spending an entire day with Cheryl, we did not get nothing. Well, I will say this is a Thursday. Why does Thursday matter? Because the next day is Friday. Why? Why, Zavari? Why does Fridays matter? Well, Fridays matter because that's when Drifloon can start spawning after you meet. After you defeat Team Galactic in the windmill. So I woke up the next day, checked on my honey trees, and I went and started soft resetting again after 5,000 failed attempts with Turtwig. But I wanted to make up for myself and get at least one soft reset Pokemon. And I was not expecting it would take 1 hour, 79 attempts later. I was ecstatic. I'm gonna be honest. I was on the toilet at that point when I heard the shiny sound on the TV, and I had to hurriedly run after I was done. Oh, it was the best moment of my life. Just take a look at this little boy. This little girl, I mean, actually. I call it little boy because it's my little boy now. It's Anthony. Anthony is going to be the hero of our run, let me tell you. And this is where I can actually start the game. I said this a couple times already, but this is where the game starts. With my new shiny Drifloon named Anthony joining the team, I now felt ready to continue moving forward with my dream. And when I say continue, I mean actually start defeating everything. Anthony is a tank. He quickly takes down Gardenia and her grass types, quickly deals with Crasher Wake and his water type, deals with Fantania and her ghost types, even dealing eventually with Bryson and his steel types. Everything was quite easy with my Pokemon evolving into, you know, from Staravia into Staraptor, Machop into Machoke, and my Drifloon into a Drifloon. And like I said, Drifloon is the hero of my story. But at this point of the story, we have just learned that we need to go check on the lakes by Professor Rowan. Why do I have to check on the lakes? I don't know, honestly. But I said screw that. We're going for the 7th gym instead. And that's when the situation took to the worst. Because we had to go through Mount Coronet, rocky terrain, shooting boulders across, breaking rocks down. And when we got through the mountain, we got met with a blizzard. I don't know what these people were thinking, making their gym and whatnot on top of a mountain at Snow Point. But it was a hell. It was hell to get to. And not only that, as
Is that you? My gosh, it's been years. When did you get back?
Oh, about 5 minutes ago, actually. After I endured blistering winds, scorching desert, I climbed to the highest room in the tallest tower.
as we all know, any water type gym or let's be honest, it's the ice type gyms. Like Gen 3 Wally, ooh, that gym was terrible. And let me tell you, this gym is not any better. Just look at it. It's terrible. But on the bright side, at least there's a bug, right? No. No, there is no bug for me. I came too late. Like I said, I spent 2 weeks wasting my time trying to get my turtwig. But that's fine. This is where our story continues though. Candace was easy. Just like the rest of them really. Like Crash Rake was a little tough. Fantania, Bryson, you know, it is what it is. But Candace was the ice type. 2 of my Pokemon of the 3 are weak to ice type. Doesn't matter though, because Machoke knows Earthquake and Flamethrower, so we got through it anyway. So after defeating Candace, we go and deal with Team Galactic real quick. That's where we meet up with Cyrus, get the Master Ball from him, from his base after defeating him. You know, not a big deal. We see the 3 Lake Spirits. We free them. And that's when we have to climb Mount Coronet, deal with countless waves of bad guys, deal with the 3 commanders again, 2 of which in a double battle. Sorry, we have to deal with the 2 commanders in a double battle, and then deal with Cyrus again with his real full team. Not even that big of a deal. But we're doing this for a reason. We're doing this for our shiny Palkia. But like I said at the start of the video, I didn't get shiny Palkia. I didn't. I spent another 2 weeks and, well, 5,000 attempts. It was heartbreaking. I didn't know what to do anymore. I thought about, well, let's keep going, but there's no guarantee I'll get it before 8,000. There's no guarantee I'll get it before 10,000, really. For all I know, I might have missed one, but also. It just, a combination of 2 weeks of just feeling like you've accomplished nothing. I quit, and I spent the next 2 days, because it was Christmas at this point, basically. I went home 2 days before Christmas. That's when I gave up on shiny Palkia, and I decided to go try to find another shiny water type, because I wanted a water type to help deal with the second Elite Four member. But that's when I was checking some honey trees to see maybe I can get like a shiny Munchlax so I can get Snorlax. Because I think having a shiny Snorlax would have been cool, you know, just me. And that's when I found a little purple Wurmple. You know, there's nothing wrong with Wurmple. You know, I like it nonetheless. It's a bug type. That's the only problem. If we look at Drifloon and Staraptor, they're all weak to ground types, which is the second Elite Four type. Well, actually, technically, he's ground. Well, she's ground. But that doesn't really matter when half of her moves are, rock tomb or rock. It'll be basically rock moves is what I'm trying to say. Or the Quagsire is tanky as hell and constantly heals. The Wish Cash knows Ice Beam and just one shots everything. The Wurmple wasn't my best choice. I would prefer Baneri or a Badoo. Badoo would have been nice. I would have much rather Badoo. But Wurmple was fine. And then the only problem is, do I get a Dustox or do I get Beautifly? We look at Beautifly. Beautifly is beautiful. I love the way Beautifly looks. The only problem with Beautifly is that it's bug flying, which is 4 times weak to rock type moves. And is also weak to the electric gym, which is the 8th gym and our final gym. Which, guess what? 3 of my 4 Pokemon would be weak to electric and rock now. Or I could get a Dustox, which would be poison. But the only problem with Dustox is, have you seen this thing? Have you seen a shiny Dustox? That thing is disgusting. So I was damned if you do, damned if you didn't. But I did get a Beautifly. I leveled it up. Wasn't horrible. I gotta say, it wasn't horrible. But let me tell you, I tried doing Elite Four after I beat Volkner, but surprise, I beat Volkner pretty easily. My Machoke just dealt with it, and my Staraptor with close combat was fine. Everything was good. I made my way through Victor Road, through the water and whatnot, into Elite Four. My average Pokemon was around mid-50s at that point. And I thought, mid to high 50s, like low 60s for Staraptor. I thought, let's give the Elite Four a try. First guy, not a problem. He's bug type. Staraptor will deal with it. Same with Drifloon. Everything's fine. It was like I said, the second one. I got through her once, made my way to Cynthia, got completely demolished. And at that point, I spent the next 6 hours power leveling every single one of my Pokemon. Staraptor 70, 72 plus. Machoke 70 plus. Drifloon 70 plus. Sorry, not 70 plus, 65 plus. Same with Beautifly, 65 plus. We did it. I felt confident. I went and refilled. I was running low of money, but I went and refilled some of it. Went and refilled, restocked, Went through, defeat the first guy, not a problem. Second guy, second lady, he was alright. Took a little challenge. Drifloon definitely saved the day with Destiny Bond. Third guy, Fire. Fire's pretty easy. Not even a problem, really. But, like I said, it was not that problem. Once I got through the second, it was not a problem. The fourth one was Psychic. My Drifloon basically took care of it for the most part with some help from Staraptor and Beautifly, of course. Cynthia was a problem, though. I got all the way to Garchomp on my first attempt. Destiny Bond did its role against Milotic. Because the problem with Milotic is that, like I said, Cynthia was a problem. Oh, let me show you Cynthia. So after dealing with all the other Elite Four, I was left with one challenge. I would probably say the greatest challenge there ever was in a champion in this game series. It's not like Lance with his 3 Dragonites. No, it's Cynthia with her Spiritomb, Gastrodon, Milotic, Roserade, Lucario, and Garchomp. The problem actually was the Milotic, not the Garchomp as much. Because the problem was that I need 2 Pokemon to use Destiny Bond. My entire plan for Cynthia was Destiny Bond. I versed Milotic, I Destiny Bond it, I sacrificed Anthony, boom, Milotic goes down. That was the plan. And then I sacrificed another Pokemon, revive Anthony, get full health, and I do the exact same thing with Garchomp. Well, this is how things went. I started George against the Spiritomb because I figured that I could use 2 Brave Birds and bring it down, and it did. So I swapped out George for Anthony to deal with Milotic. So like I said, Destiny Bond down. That didn't work. I started with using a Thunderbolt. from Thunderbolt, she used Recover and then used the Mirror Coats as I used another Thunderbolts. But the thing is, what my look has is a Flame Morph. It's to help boost the skull damage, because if you're under burn, you do more skull damage. So I use Thunderbolt again, bring her down to low health, like red, and I had to sit there and think, will the burn deal with it? My look turns happen. She misses her move, and she goes down without Anthony having to die or faint. That was huge, because now I didn't have to sacrifice a turn. So I swap out Anthony with George again, because up next was a Roserade. Roserade, grass type. Anthony knows Brave Bird, one of the best flying types moves in the game. The only problem is it does recoil then. So yes, I sacrificed George in a heartbeat to make sure I can deal with those first three Pokemon. No problem. The next Pokemon up was Gastrodon. Gastrodon is a water ground type, so Anthony can't do anything against it with Thunderbolts. So my solution to it was Beautifly with Giga Drain. My first attempt, with Beautifly, like I've always talked about, flying bug type, 4 times weak to rock. Gastrodon's one of its moves is Rock Tomb. So when I first tried to beat Cynthia, one Rock Tomb demolished my butt. Just demolished. This time around was different. I used Giga Drain. It dealt to red health. Gastrodon uses full restore, like Cynthia. Afterward, Gastrodon uses Rock Tomb, brings me down to low health. I'm kind of gambling at this point. Cynthia's not going to use a full restore on a Gastrodon. I just don't think it's in the code. So I luck out. I use another Giga Drain. Boom, Gastrodon dealt with. Easy peasy. I swap out Beautifly with Frida, because what's coming in next is Lucario. Lucario is a Steel type. Steel types do not do well against Earthquake, which is what Frida has, since it's a ground type. Frida survives a Aura Sphere, uses Earthquake, brings it down one shot. Let's go. Only Pokemon left is the last Pokemon that was left was Garchomp. I throw in Anthony. Use a full restore, bring it back to full health. Because like I said, half health to begin with. It's not going to survive a Dragon Claw. Cynthia uses Dragon Claw. I use another full restore. Cynthia uses Dragon Claw. So I'm half health. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna gamble. I'm gonna assume it's gonna miss, or it's gonna do something, or Garchomp's gonna do something else. So I use Destiny Bond. I dodge Dragon Claw. Use Destiny Bond. All that has to happen is one Dragon Claw to hit. I use Psychic, I'm not going to survive anyway. Was the plan, so it didn't matter what move I used. And you don't want to use Destiny Bond multiple times in a row, then it's not going to work well. And what happens next is Anthony dodges another Dragon Claw. 2 Dragon Claws in a row now. I use Psychic, doesn't do anything really, and I'm like, my heart sank a little bit. I was that close to final being done after 325 hours of this challenge, and I almost threw it right at the end. And it's quick and easy to go right back, but it's like this entire thing was luck. What happens next is his Garchomp just misses another Dragon Claw. I use Destiny Bond. Next turn, Dragon Claw done. Boom. We're done. We're good. We're Gucci. And that's the story of how I became the Pokemon League champion. If you like this video, please subscribe, leave a comment down below of what future videos you like to see. I'm planning to do a lot more Pokemon in the future, because this is what I've been having fun with, especially if RCS coming out next month. And I hope you enjoy my content. Thank you.